Hello YouTubers and welcome back to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel and the G Drive custom card back template project. So the first video showed you how to access the G Drive and what is in it. The second video showed you how to do the front of a G.I. Joe card. The third video showed you how to do the back of a G.I. Joe card. So what happens when you have a Star Wars custom that you want to put on a card? Well, actually, this one is a little easier. However, there are a couple of, I won't call them pitfalls, let's call them potholes. So let's look at this and I'll show you how to swerve around those potholes. Okay, so when you open the link to the G Drive, this is what you see, especially if you've already watched the other videos. You've got the G.I. Joe templates, the random templates, the Star Wars templates, and the useful bits. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the Star Wars template folder. And all right, so here's the Star Wars templates. I'm going to use just the Star Wars blank template to kind of do it from scratch. So double click on it, download. It's going to ask me if I want to save it or if I want to open it straight in Photoshop. I want to save it, or I'm sorry, I want to open it directly into Photoshop. So there it is. Let me close out. That's okay. So here is a blank Star Wars template. So first thing you notice is there's no art, obviously, and we don't have a movie designation. So what do you want to fix first? It actually really doesn't matter. Let's put the character art in first. So we got to get rid of this gray area. So I'm going to go to the erase tool again, except this time I'm going to push and hold it and it's going to give me a menu and I'm going to select magic erase tool. And I'm going to go just on the gray and click on it and boink, and it's erased the gray area. You can see the white and gray checkered area, which indicates that there's nothing below it. It's Photoshop way of saying there's nothing below it. There's no image there. I have decided to make this card is my Van Halen Clone Trooper. This is a very old custom. I did this probably on the order of 15 years ago. The guitar is custom made by a buddy of mine, Marcus Aiken, the Irrepressible Dark Horse. He did that as a favor for me. Thank you, Marcus. I do appreciate it. Now, the tip and trick here when you're doing pictures or finding art for your Star Wars custom cards is to get a lot of room above the head of the character or the figure. And I will show you why right now. So how do we need to move this over onto the blank card? So we do that by pushing V and then push the mouse button in, start to drag it. It's going to say need to convert it to a normal layer before you can do that. Yes, fine. All right, now we drag it over to the blank card. Oh, but it's on top of the card. Uh-oh. So how do we fix that? We go over here and we drag this layer below the top layer. And now it's underneath the card. And Command Control minus to zoom out to find the edges of the picture. We're going to go up to the corner and just start dragging it down to about the size I think that it needs to be. And kind of drag it back over. Still big. Now you start to see why you need a lot of room above the head of your custom, because your name is in here and the bottom of your bubble is, or your of the movie is in here. I think that's good. Might be a little big. He's kind of clipped off the edge, but that's fine. I like that. That's fine. That looks good to me. So now we need to find out what movie he is. Okay, I'm done with that picture actually. So you get a lot of tabs open when you start working on this stuff. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to close it. It's going to ask me if I want to save it because I started moving it. I don't want to save it. Don't want to save those changes. And I have downloaded from the G Drive the expanded universe picture or logo. So V again, we're going to drag that and drop it on the top of that. Oops. But you can see that it's underneath the bubble. That's actually kind of where we want it. So I want to stay in this layer. I'm going to go back to my magic erase tool. I'm going to click on that black area. And now you can see it underneath. So we're going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And V. And then I'm going to select that layer. So I move the correct layer. And it's a little big, right? So we're going to start just bringing that in a little bit until it fits. There you go. And you can download any of the names off of usually Google Image. Eventually, I'm hoping to have them all up on the G drive for you, but at this time I don't. Okay, you know what? I don't like the yellow. The yellow doesn't go with the Clone Trooper. I want to change that. So what I need to do is I need to select this layer, which is layer 0. I'm going to zoom a little bit so it's easier to see this. I want it red. So I'm going to push I for eyedropper. I'm going to go over a shade of red that I like on the Clone Trooper, and I'm just going to click on it. And that's going to change it down here, and you can see. And I'm going to zoom out just a bit. And then I'm going to hit G, for which will bring up the paint bucket tool. And you may have to get into this submenu here to select paint bucket tool, because it may give you the gradient tool instead. And then I'm going to get right over that yellow, and I'm going to click on it once. I don't really like that. It's not dark enough. No, it's about the same. It's about the same. There we go. It's a little darker. And then G again. And then click on that. Yeah, that's good. And then click on that. Yellow. Good. Boink. I like those colors. That better. That looks better. So now, let's zoom out. Card's coming along, right? What do we need to do? We need to name him. So let's go in a little bit to the name. Now this is where you're going to have to get something, because it's not in the card, it's not in this template. You're going to have to download a font, go to dafont.com and get SF Old Republic font. So I'm going to select the text tool. I'm going to start, you can see the text color is going to be the same as the last color I used. So I need to click on that. I want it white. Black will be too dark on that dark red. So white, okay. I already have the SF Old Republic regular. Size 12 font's probably okay. You can see that I can align it right, align it left, or align it center. I want to align it center. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to see this. I'm going to put my cursor over here, and I'm going to drag over and down. And that's going to give me the box that I'm going to be able to type in. I have something saved in the text tool, and I can't figure out how to delete it. So when I let go of my mouse, you're going to see something pop up that we don't want there. See, there's something there. I'm just going to hit delete, and it's going to go away. All right. It looks a little high, so I'm going to drag the top down a little bit until it's kind of right in the middle. And then I'm going to hit cap lock and type the name. This is Van Halen Clone Trooper. And that is just the right size. It's still a little high, but that's okay. I'm going to hit OK. And that will save that layer. I'm going to hit V because that's what we use to move it. And when you're moving text, you need to be right on the letters. See, it's lined up center. And you're going to have to, I'm just going to eyeball that. That looks good. It's still a little off. Right down just a hair. That's good. I don't think I actually changed it, but that's fine. And now he's named. All right, a couple other things that I'd still want to fix on this card. I don't like where the J hook peg hole is. So I'm going to zoom in on that. All right, I need to be on the right layer. That layer is layer 0, so I'm going to select layer 0. I'm going to hit L for lasso, and I'm going to draw a little circle around, try not to hit the letter, around there. So now I have a circle around that area. I'm going to hit the eyedropper tool again. I'm going to select a black by just clicking on it once. I'm going to use that paint bucket tool again, which is G, and I'm going to fill in that area. Now it's still selected, so Command or Control D will deselect. And if you look really closely, there's still an outline. I don't like that. Let's get rid of that. So B for brush. Brush is a little big, so we're gonna make that a little smaller. And I'm just going to run that brush tool over that to make it go away. And zoom out, it's gone. But I still want a peg hole in there. I just didn't like where that one was at. That's why I made this. I used to make my Star Wars cards from scratch, so I use these all the time. This is the part I use the most now. So we're gonna move it, right? So V moves things. And we're gonna drag that over here. And there it is. And it's not quite. See, there's the little pink alignment line. You can see it right there. It means it's centered. I like that better. I wanted it centered. So that is the J hook holder in the right place. But now let's number it. All right, I need to go back to that particular layer, which is layer 0. I need to select that by clicking on it. I'm gonna use that brush tool again, and I'm just gonna oops, nope, I was not in the right layer. See, it didn't do anything, so I was in the wrong layer. I don't have my glasses on, so it's kind of a problem. All right, I'm just gonna run the brush over it real quick and select text. Since the eyedropper, the last color I used was black, I need to click on that. I want to go back to white. So I'm gonna get up right in the corner in there with the circle and just click on it once. You can see it's changed to color. I'm gonna select OK. 12 is probably a good size. I don't know, we'll see. And I'm gonna get right on the edge of that, and I'm gonna just make a box. I'm not gonna care where it's at right now. Again, it's got that text in it. I don't know why it's saving that. I don't know how to get rid of that. I just hit delete and it goes away. So let's say this is our very first Star Wars custom. So that was 5 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I'm gonna hit OK. And there you go. But it's not quite lined up where I want it. So how do we move things? We move things with V. And especially text, you gotta be right on that letter. You can't have your cursor anywhere but on the letter or the number itself, or it won't move it, and it'll start moving other things, which is not what you want. So kind of got to eyeball it. That's pretty good there. I do a lot of this by eyeball. All right. And there's your custom card using the template. We We've changed the color. We've changed what movie it was from, or since it's not from a movie, we put the expanded universe in there. We gave them a name. We put a character in there. We changed the date, or I'm sorry, the number that the figure is, and we moved where the JPEG hole goes. All with templates that you got off of the G drive. And that's it. Next, I'm going to flatten that image. Go over to this corner here, that little, I don't even know what it is. Bring up that menu, flatten image, smoosh it all together. I'm going to save as. I don't want to overwrite anything, so File, Save As. Computer's running really slow right now. All right, I'm going to select all. Van Halen Clone Trooper. All right, and I want to save it as a JPEG. I don't want to save it as a Photoshop. Save. I want to make sure it's the maximum quality. Okay. And that's it. You are done. So as you can see, there are some different challenges in making the Star Wars card that weren't there with the G.I. Joe card, but they're not difficult challenges to overcome. And with this video, that pretty much runs you around all of the big potholes that you'll run into when you're making a Star Wars card using the template straight off of the G drive. I would recommend using that particular, the blank Star Wars one, and just that would be the template I would recommend using. There are other ones on there, but I would suggest using the one that says blank Star Wars template. I think that's about it for this video. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Comment if you got questions, if you're having difficulty using the templates. If there's a question that is fairly complex, it might warrant a video on how to fix that particular problem. So be sure and comment below if you are having problems, and if it is something that I think other people might have problems with as well, I'll do a follow-up video and show you how to get what the problem is and how to work around it. But I think that's it. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below, and thank you for watching.